What happens is when I flush the toilet, it fills up and then it keeps running. Now you could say that you have a leaky flapper, and if you do, you probably should go to the doctor. Leaky flapper, the flapper is the thing down at the bottom that closes to, well, let's open up the toilet. Should we do that? This is the part we're going to be putting in. Kohler. Is there a different number over there? If there's a different number, I'll put it on the video. That's their number, 83143. It's a seal diaphragm. Can you say diaphragm on YouTube? Okay, so let's get into the, oh, I bought a mic and I'm not using the mic. Let's get into the workings of the Toilato. Let me take this off of the tripod. So down at the bottom, well, we got this weird thing here, but normally you'd have a flapper. And this is a Kohler, so this is like a canister. But you'd have your flapper down at the bottom, and if the flapper is leaking, then the water is going to run at all times. When it fills up, it will just keep running. You could also have a problem with the, I think this is the flush valve, where if it's not flushing properly, if the water is running, you definitely have a flush valve. You probably have a flush valve issue. And then we've got this diaphragm over there, which goes underneath the flush valve. So I had an option here. The flush valve is fairly new. I don't think the flush valve is the problem. I think it's the diaphragm, and we're going to find out. So the flush valve is about $14. If you're going to do the job and you haven't done it in a while, maybe you just want to replace the flush valve, or if you want to do a YouTube video like me, you just buy the diaphragm and see if you can fix it. So what you do, you get down at the bottom, you shut off the water, and I made a video where I didn't want to shut off the water before, so I took a string and I held it up here. You can see how that's the problem, which we'll see in a minute. I held it up, and people got really upset saying, why not shut off the water? If you live in an apartment building, or if you live in a condo and you don't want to worry about messing with the valve because maybe it will leak or maybe it will break off if it's too old, then do what you need to do, but you don't have to shut off the water to do your job. So the diaphragm goes under this cap. Normally what you would do is you would turn off the water or string the thing up. You take this red cap and you turn it, I believe, counterclockwise. For people that don't know how to understand clockwise and counterclockwise, the clock goes backwards, counterclockwise, clock forwards, clockwise. So you turn it to your left, you hold this rod over here, you turn it to the left, and then you would have the diaphragm of underneath there. So you would take the diaphragm, you would lift it off, you would turn the water on a little bit, being very careful. You put a cup over there so you don't spray, not a baseball cup, but like not even a measuring cup, almost like a glass. So if the water shoots up, it will go right back down. And you're clearing out the flush valve. And then you want to put your diaphragm on there and also flush it out. And then you turn off the water, put your flush valve back on, put your cap on, and everything should be okay. Now, the reason I'm thinking it's the diaphragm for me is they've been shutting off the water around here a lot, and there's obviously dirt in most plumbing lines. And so the water will run, and then they turn it off a week later, and they turn it back on, and the water doesn't run. So it's either that there's sediment in there, or the seal is broken, or the seal is damaged or worn. So I'm going to take my chances that the seal is worn. I was just going to string this thing up, but I think I'm going to actually turn the on and off the shut off valve. I think I'm going to turn that, and then I'm going to go in here and we'll see what happens. And if I break it, then like I said, the plumber's really close by. Hopefully the lighting is going to help you out. That's why I did it. It's sitting in the bathtub. Let's get this back on the tripod, and we'll see what we're going to do. Let's take this out of the sack. I want to remove this from my sack and show you what my diaphragm looks like. Diaphragm seal. This thing cost about $3 or $4 on Amazon. I'll leave an affiliate link in the video description. You click on the link, I'll get a few cents from your order. And even if you don't want to buy this, if you shop on Amazon and you click on that link before you put in an order for anything, it will help me out. So you can see this will sit in the area. The water shoots up through this little hole and kind of pops up over there. Let's see. Let me take off my watch. And I'd rather not mess with the water. I really don't want to do that, but if I have to, I've got my hand ready. If I flood the place, I'm prepared for that. I have so much going on here. I've got the lighting, I've got the toilet in the way of the tripod. There's a lot going on to make a video. This would be done right now if I wasn't messing with all this stuff. So, let me flush the toilet and show you what the problem is. And that didn't even do a good flush. It didn't drain the thing, and that could be the setting of the flush valve. Sorry, the lighting is not as good right now. The camera is blocking some of the light. And as the water, as it fills up, this lever, the float, this thing will go up. It will shut off the water flow that's inside here. And it will raise that up, but the problem is it's not raising it up all the way. So you could say, well, maybe it's the flow down here is not adjusted properly, but it is, because the water just leaks a little bit. There's a leakage. And when you have a leakage, maybe you need to go to a plumber or a doctor. I don't know. I want to get this video done. We're almost at 8 minutes. I want to get this thing finished. So, I mean, I'd love to be able to sit down on the toilet seat and lean it, but that doesn't sound right. I'd love to be able to do this job by not squatting on it, by resting on the toilet seat so I can lean into the tank and get this thing done. But I can't really do that. So, on older ones, you're not going to be able to turn this thing. I just did a video where, see, the water's all the way up to the top now. And listen to this. Listen. Hopefully it does it. It usually doesn't want to do this for videos. Hear it? Hear the water running? Now I'm going to press down. The water is coming in here. That's what's going on. The water's coming in here. This valve is not shutting off. So watch this. Listen to this. Silence. Okay. I'm going to either make a very big mistake that you're going to learn from, or you're going to say, hey, this guy's just an incredible genius. I'm going to hold this thing up. Now, wait a second. I'm going to hold this thing up. Camera's up a little higher. Yeah, I could have a huge flood problem in a minute, but we'll deal with it. Camera's up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold on to this thing, and I'm going to take this unit and I'm going to turn it. I'm going to turn my unit to the left. I'm going to take this whole thing and turn it to the left. I've got my diaphragm right by me, with the little peg up. I don't know which way it's going to have to go. And we'll find out. I should be able to turn this thing. Now it doesn't want to turn. Okay, there we're going. Not a good idea. The water is going to flood. So I'm going to definitely go over and turn off the water right now. Underneath the toilet. Brand new valve installed a couple months ago. See this? Turn it to the left counterclockwise. Now, there is a seal underneath here. And I'm trying to pull it out right now. I know you can't see it, but you're going to see it in a minute once I get my seal out. And now the roll of toilet paper wants to fall on the floor. Okay, the seal, I'd love to be able to show you how the seal goes in, but I can't really do that. So the seal goes, there's a pin that is in the center of this thing, and let's examine the seal. Okay, so we've got dirt there. Now, maybe that dirt is causing the problem, probably not, but we can see that this is definitely wearing a little bit. I don't know where it's leaking. I don't know that this is the problem, but this is the seal. So when you replace it, this piece is going to go upward, and I'm going to try to reposition the camera so I can show you what's going on. And so normally what you would do, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to turn this water on just to clear out the line. They are going to be shutting off the plumbing any minute around here. So I want to try to do that right now. I want to clear the line just a little bit. See how I'm clearing the line? I'm flushing the line a little bit. So normally you would do the same thing with the fitting on there. I'm doing this just to try to get anything out of the pin if I can. Let me get the camera, take it off of the tripod, give you a better view of what's going on here. You see the pin over there? You see that pin? So you take the seal and you put it inside this ray thing with this pegger facing upward, and that's what I'm going to do. See how I pushed it in there? I'm pressing it upward. I still have a little bit of water running, which you could shut off if you want to, and I'm going to press down on here. I'm going to turn, and we're done. So I'm going to turn this on full now. Toilet valve, I turn it back on full. There's no leaking, but that doesn't mean I fixed it. So this is one of the options. You can either go down on the flapper and replace it. You can buy all the toilet stuff and replace it all at once. Replace the flapper. You can replace the whole flush valve, or you can do what I did, which is just replace the diaphragm seal. And I really have no guarantee that this is going to fix it. I don't know why this did not go down just now, except that the chain is in the way. So I caused myself even more problems. That wasn't good. Hold on. I don't want to get toilet water on my hand, on my camera. I'll wash my hands while this thing's filling up, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But like I said, I did this, I bought the part and I'm doing the video because this might help out a lot of people that have the same problem. It's either going to be your flapper down at the bottom, you're going to replace the whole flush valve, or if you don't want to mess with that, just go in there and try to turn the water on and clean the seal. Hopefully it's not worn, or replace the seal like I just did. Kohler number 83143. You can usually look up the number on your toilet. Let's see if it works, or is it going to run? It could run. I'll be unhappy if it does, but we'll see. Look at that, people. You hear the sound of silence. Isn't it beautiful? Kohler 83143. Look it up with me. I looked it up underneath the toilet, the tank, the cover. There was a diagram listing the parts. If not, look at your flush valve. If it's a standard flush valve, again, it might be easier just to replace the whole thing. Or if you can get a number, a company name off of there, you can find out what the number of the seal diaphragm is. Come on, focus. Seal diaphragm. And then it took me 2 seconds to do. I didn't have to get under the toilet and remove the whole flush valve. Come on. This just saved almost everybody who's watching probably $100 in plumber's fees. Every time people write to me, they say, you just saved me over $100 and some in plumber's fees, and I want to say, can you maybe put $5 in my PayPal account? That would be nice. The thank you's cool. The $5, if you were going to spend $150, maybe you can thank me with some dinero. Nah, that's never going to happen. But I appreciate the few people that have done that over the years that I've kept my channel going. The water is not running. The water is not leaking anymore. There is no leakage in the Zeekage. And another incredible toilet video produced by me. I would love something like this to go viral and get maybe 10 million hits. I'll be lucky if I get 5 people watching this. So that's the life of a YouTuber. But I do enjoy making the videos for all my fans out there that don't want to show appreciation with some money. This will fix your toilet, though. I've had an enormous amount of women write to me with my I'm hearing a noise and I'm thinking, is the toilet leaking? No, that's them shutting off the water right now. I've had an enormous amount of women write to me saying they're in their 60s, they're 65, they're 70, they repaired, hear it? That's the water being shut off over here. So I got this thing done just in time. Thanking me for my fixing videos on toilets, saying they've never done a repair before, and they were able to do it with my helpful video. Yeah, I ramble on, I talk a long time. Nobody says you have to watch my 20-minute videos. You can go and watch another video. So if you don't like my videos, don't leave me rude comments saying I could have done this in 30 seconds. Nobody made you watch it, but I do appreciate when you do. So, for all the elderly people that this is going to save you money and help you, I am very happy. Happy flushing, everybody. Thanks for watching. Check out that video description. Look for the link. Bye. I think even with 4K in the zoom, it's going to be really hard to see. I don't see any wear, but I do see a lot of this gunk on here, which I don't think was causing the leakage. But, and the material feels good, but you can't tell. It doesn't feel like there's a tear or a crack in here, but the toilet is maybe 5 years old, and this stuff happens. It's sitting in water all the time. That would be a beautiful, wouldn't that be a beautiful thumbnail for the video? There we go. That's it.